UFP, the United Federation of Podcasts.
Engage.
78 years have passed since the days of the original USS Enterprise. Now a new Galaxy starship has been designed.
Transporter Chief, beam our listeners aboard. Welcome to Galaxy Class, a Star Trek Next Generation podcast on the United Federation of Podcast Network. I am Counselor Amy Nelson, and this is Chief Recreational Officer Ria Papageorgiou. Ria.
Hello, everybody.
We have Security Chief Pierre LaRocco. Hello, Pierre.
Hello, everyone. How is everyone today?
Good. We have Diplomatic Standard Bearer Kevin Scharf.
Hello.
And our Head of Astrophysics, Joe Keegan.
Yes, all the way from Scotland. I can't believe this is the first time we've all podcasted together.
Oh,
Hey.
I know,
on this network.
amazing.
it's amazing. It's like we've been doing it for months.
Oh, yeah.
Years. Well, it's nice to be back.
It is. Well, let's check the communication array to see if we have any comments from our listeners.
Logs accessed.
We do have some lovely messages to read to you from the announcement of Galaxy Class. Ria, why don't you start us off?
Alrighty. From Twitter, Andrew Bridle writes, I've really enjoyed listening to you on Earl Grey. Can't wait for the first episode. Well, Andrew, you won't have to wait long.
We are here.
And Dexter Fishborn, also on Twitter, said, I'm very excited for this. Also, I don't want to live in a world where TNG isn't something to talk about. And who would want to live in that world? That is not a good world.
Obviously, us five don't want to live in that world, so we're going to talk about it.
Yay.
Some kind of mirror universe where they never made it, isn't it?
My thoughts exactly, Joe.
The ship blew up at Encounter at Farpoint. Tim Hans sent a GIF on our Facebook page. My friends, we've come home with the TOS crew in their monster maroons. That's nice, Tim. Thanks for that.
Yeah, even though it was TOS, but you know, Tim
Star
loves
Trek.
the original series, so.
And so does Ria. So, brings a tear to my eye.
Rob Vong from Twitter says, looking forward to it! Exclamation point.
I like how you said that with an exclamation point.
Yes.
But you said it.
Because that's how
exclaimed it.
Rob meant it.
I think we're all looking forward to this. So I'm excited to get going.
This is the captain. Senior officers will report to my ready room immediately.
Well, now that we are all here in the ready room, let's talk about what this Galaxy Class podcast is about. What is going on? What are we going to be discussing, Joe?
I think I'm going to hazard a guess and say we're going to be talking about everything to do with the next generation. So you're going to bring your love of Councillor Troy and have some math moments through the episodes. I'm a scientist and a musician, so I'm going to be talking about all of that in terms of next generation. And then, Ria, you're going to bring your love of TOS to a TNG podcast, obviously, and bring your usual insightfulness to it. Pierre, what are you going to do, Pierre? Interesting.
Well,
You're our head of security, so you're going to tell me to shut up if I talk rubbish. And Kevin, you're going to bring the flags.
I got flags. If there's one thing I have, it's flags.
What also excites me about this is it's an opportunity to talk about the next generation influence on the other parts of Trek too, and be able to branch out that way also.
Because TNG kind of set the standard visually for at least Deep Space Nine and Voyager, with the Akudas creating the LCARS interface, and anytime you see a starship interior, it looks like LCARS. Even in Picard, with in Picard's kitchen on Earth, it had an evolution of the LCARS interface, which is really cool.
And then we'll see what what the USS Cerritos looks like on the lower decks coming up.
It's a blast shield. It's a blast shield. Goes up, comes down. Blast shield.
You know, when you think about it, Star Trek The Next Generation came along almost 20 years after the original series. So there is a generational aspect to the fans of the show, too. And for me, Next Generation is my Star Trek. And it's the show that I rushed home to watch every day or every week when it was on. I attended an event for the final episode in a football stadium watching All Good Things with 40,000 other fans, so it's the show that excites me most about what Star Trek is and what Star Trek can be. And I think we can use Next Gen to be compared to the other shows, to the new shows, to the old shows. I think we're going to have some fun talking about all things Next Gen.
And Next Gen really expanded the whole Star Trek universe because, before it came along, we had the original series, we had the animated series, we had the original series movies, but we had that small universe. And with Next Gen, once it got established, the fact that 2 spin-off episodes came out of it, not to mention 4 movies, the universe, now we have a whole Star Trek universe kind of like the Marvel universe. And yeah, I hope that our Galaxy-class starship takes us all over it here over the next few years.
Kevin, I can't believe you got to watch it in such a big venue with so many people.
It was a huge promoted event in Toronto. You had to go to Radio Shack to get tickets, and I was lucky enough to be able to get tickets in. 40,000 people. At the time, it set a world record for most people watching an episode of television in the same room.
That's pretty awesome.
It was amazing. Yeah. There's some video online of the TV coverage of it. It was fantastic. Yeah, it was. Now you could barely hear it, and it was on a Jumbotron that was at the far end of the stadium. But just to be in a place where that many people were excited to be watching Star Trek, that was something special.
I think I'm in the same boat as you, where like TNG is my Star Trek. TNG is the reason I cried as a teenager that I wasn't born in the future. So yeah, it was during my formative years, so it's an easy one to go to. It's been my favourite.
Yeah, TNG is my Star Trek also. I remember, so I guess they weren't original airs, but I remember between 5 and 7 every night, there was 2 episodes back to back on, and me and my mom would eat dinner watching TNG.
Well, I think I'll address the elephant in the room. And listeners, if you recognize our voices, then you probably listen to us on Earl Grey over on Trek FM. And is
that how I know you guys? Amazing.
So we welcome you and thank you so much for following us over to Galaxy Class. We have been podcasting for a while and we wanted to continue. And so we found its new home and started Galaxy Class. And I'm very excited to, have all the topics that we really were already covered. This is episode 0. So we've got everything opened up to us. We can start doing our character analysis and get your opinions and our opinions on I'm very excited to have it so wide open. Like, we are ready to go out into the galaxy.
We are. And obviously, I'm still relatively new to podcasting. It's just over a year that I've been doing it. And Amy brought me into podcasting. So when the opportunity came for Amy to move, then I was obviously going with her. Like anywhere Amy goes, I will follow. And then Amy and I are parents to Kevin, Pierre, and Ria. So anywhere we were going, I assume they were going to follow as well. So it just made sense for the 5 of us to go together and continue our conversations.
Yeah, despite the fact that Joe was coming along, I couldn't say no. When this opportunity came up to go to UFP, first of all, I've met a few of the other hosts on UFP, Zach Moore, Justin Oser, Chris Tribuzio, met them at STLV, and they're wonderful, and I really enjoy their podcast. I haven't met a few of them, Chrissie De Clerck-Szilagyi, but I've really enjoyed, where I've heard her podcasting. Brandon Shea Matala, I haven't met him yet either, But I've learned so much from him on melodic treks that has just opened this whole new world of podcasting to me. But the biggest reason for me, aside from Joe Keegan, to come over was Ken Tripp. And if any of you have met Ken Tripp, you know that he is a class act. And if Ken Tripp's involved, I want to be involved. So again, this opportunity to come to UFP was a no-brainer.
Here, here.
Agreed. Yeah, I had the opportunity to meet Ken last summer at STLV at a lovely dinner that was organized by another lovely person who's also in this room right now. So, just the opportunity for a fresh start, for the possibilities of what our show can be, to be wide open to us. That excites me about what's going to go forward as we ride the Galaxy class.
I also agree with you, Ria. Just the people here on UFP, I have so much respect for. I mean, I know Ken and Zach and Brandon and Tony Robinson. I've met them all in person. I respect them, their work ethic and what they do, and their love of Trek just pulled me in. And, you know, when I approached them and said, hey, we'd like to bring a next generation podcast to your network. What do you think about it? And I sort of had to sell it a little bit. You know, I had to get on my persuasive, empathic, brain power going. But so glad that they were able to welcome us onto this network. And we are just so glad to be on UFP. So glad.
Hear, hear.
Amen. And Tony Robinson's artwork.
Absolutely.
Applause. It's
right?
just beautiful.
Yes.
And Zach Tripp does the music. He's the son of Ken. And so we love all that he has done for us, getting that music ready for us.
I thought Zach Tripp was the son of Zach Moore.
It's like the Bajoran family, yeah, with their surnames come first.
Bajoran.
Yeah.
And I think we've got lots of ideas for where we want the show to go and what we're going to talk about on the show. I think if you liked us over at the other place, you're going to love us here because, like I said, the possibilities are endless. And this has just opened up a whole new avenue of topics and things we can discuss on this show. Anything that has any relation to TNG we can talk about. I have a feeling we might see a TNG character or two on Lower Decks. That would put it in our purview and we could talk about that. So,
I mean, I think the saucer section of the Lower Deck show, the Lower Deck ship already puts it in our purview.
Well, it's set right after Star
TNG.
Trek Nemesis, so it's a next gen. It's a next gen era show.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Absolutely, everything's a spin-off of the next gen.
So, any goals for Galaxy Class or personal goals that you are wanting to accomplish during our run here?
CBS optioning the rights for the Galaxy Class, the movie.
Oh, there we go. That's a good
I like
goal.
it, Joe.
I mean, I'd like people to listen to our podcast.
Oh yeah, that's the first goal, isn't it? Yeah,
Yes.
at least 2 listeners that aren't related to us in any way.
And I'd love to hear some listener ideas for topics because the galaxy's our oyster here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to interacting with the listeners and getting to know the people who are listening to us because Star Trek fandom is more than just the 5 of us. It's huge and everybody's got opinions and I want to hear them. So I can't wait to hear feedback.
So I'm going to put this out there, and the other 4 of you don't know this yet. But I think I'm going to put this out there as a goal. And I know that since the world is a little crazy right now, it needs to be a longer term goal.
Just
but
tell us, Pierre. Just tell us. Stop beating around
The
the bush.
I'm telling
build
you.
up.
Over the next 2 or 3 years, one of my goals is to make sure that we get interviews with a couple of main characters.
It's a good goal.
Okay.
Yes,
Sounds awesome.
and behind the scenes, you have been working on that, Pierre, so we thank you and are excited to see what interviews you can get.
And so many people have been like, what, now? That's why I say it needs to be 2 or 3 years, because they're all like, are you crazy? Like, we're trying not to die.
Well, next week we may have a special guest, but I won't say who that is. You just have to listen to our episode next week.
Okay.
And if we don't get that special guest, we can edit that bit out.
Well, one thing I love about Star Trek is kind of as a metaphor for life. So I kind of I enjoy spinning off of Star Trek episodes, Star Trek themes, TNG characters and how they relate to just each one of us in our everyday lives. So I don't know. I guess I like getting a little deep in these discussions.
No, I absolutely agree. I always love bringing that. Well, how do you apply that to your life and getting that connection? Because Star Trek can teach us so much, and we can improve our lives and look at different scenarios and sort of open our minds to maybe some things that we haven't thought. Or, I really too look forward to that. And that's one of the reasons why I like podcasting. So making that connection. I really think connections are why I love podcasting. So that's sort of why I'm here. And one of my goals is to building the connections again with the listeners. I am so touched by the number of listeners who reached out after our announcement and was like, oh yeah, so excited, looking forward to it, as Rob said. And there was a lot of just love and acceptance for us of, starting this podcast. And that's definitely, those relationships are to me what makes Trek. And one of my goals is for us to all be in the same room at one time, at one point in the future, hopefully a STLV or something where we can just get together and meet each other in person.
And have physical contact with people again.
Yes, once borders are open and life goes back to a semblance of normality, I am all for that. I cannot wait.
It will happen. Just a matter of time.
It will.
Because I was this close into getting Pierre to come to STLV, and then everything happened.
Well, I kind of accidentally broke the news to my wife, and she's kind of on board with it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I think I'll be there the next time there is one. When
we'll share a room.
I'm guaranteed I won't die.
With Pierre and his
Unless your wife is coming, and then I will stay.
Oh, she won't. She's not coming.
See, Creation tweaked their kind of their terms and conditions for when you buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Today to say if you get sick or die, then it's not their fault. Essentially.
Are they still on for December?
But more and more of the guests keep on pulling out. Like Armin Shimmerman pulled out, so they're now down to I think 60 something. Which isn't a lot. So,
what about the UK convention?
I've no idea. Don't know. Not heard anything yet. I've not booked anything.
Yeah, because Ria and I were going to go. We're going to share a room,
I was
and
planning on it. Yep.
But who knows? I haven't bought anything.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't. So I thought of something of one of my goals for Galaxy Class because I was mulling it over in my mind. One thing I've not spoke about before is music in TNG and how beautifully it's orchestrated. And there's some lovely examples. I'm thinking the Inner Light soundtrack and the Tin Man soundtrack are phenomenal. Just to listen to the music of it, it's really beautiful. So I want to talk about more music. Obviously, being a scientist, I'm going to talk about science because that's something I do anyway.
I'm really excited by it. I know nothing about music. I don't know anything about music. I can't read it. I mean, I can tell you that looks like a musical note, but I know nothing about music. So that would be really cool to learn something about music. Just from knowing you, Joe, I understand what a score is.
There you go. Every day's a school day, literally for 3 of us.
True. I think that's another reason why the name Galaxy Class is appropriate. With 3 teachers on board, it's a pretty appropriate name.
Yes.
Good point.
And as we know, galaxy comes from the Greek.
Meaning milky.
Galaxia, which is come from the word milk, gala.
And that's why the galaxy is called the Milky Way.
Exactly.
See?
All coming together.
The Greeks invented the Milky Way. So there you go.
The Greeks apparently invented everything according to Ria.
Yes.
And what the Greeks didn't invent, the Scots did.
Absolutely, Kevin.
Because there's always a Scottish connection.
The Greeks invented the Scots, but this is okay.
I will. I know where you live in Nebraska, so I'll come and find you, Ria.
Sweet. I'll cook for
nice.
you. I'll cook
Thanks.
Thanksgiving
I'm
dinner.
looking forward to it.
Nice.
You're assuming the country of Scotland will let you come to America, Joe.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we're allowed to go anywhere. I'm not sure. I've stopped listening to the news and government updates because I'm just walking my dogs and doing my thing, being home. So.
Mm-hmm.
And you're better for it.
Yeah. Not getting a haircut. I think I really should because my hair's a pure riot.
I just got my first haircut in 7 months, and I went into this barber shop, and the guy said he could cut women's hair. Well, he couldn't. But if you're gonna have awful teenage skater boy hair, it might as well be during a global pandemic.
You look like Tank Girl.
Like who?
Tank Girl. Who was it? Who played Tank Girl in the movie?
It was Lori Petty.
Google it.
Okay.
It was Lori Petty. Yeah, she was great. Didn't she have a mutant kangaroo as a sidekick?
I think she might have.
So we've done a lot of talking and we did introduce our names, but why don't you give the listeners a little bit about who are you and where you are located? And Joe, let's start with you.
Oh, okay. Obviously, my name is Joe Keegan. I live in Scotland on the west coast. It's the nicest little country in the world. You should visit if you haven't. And if you have, then you know it's the nicest little country in the world. I am a physics teacher by day and a musician, and I also bake and do cosplay for STLV and Destination Star Trek, so it's all good. Ria, what about you?
Well, my name is Ria Papageorgiou, although I don't say it as nicely as Joe Keegan does.
Ria Papageorgiou.
Oh, yeah, baby. I currently reside in Lincoln, Nebraska, although I claim no allegiance to Nebraska. I'm a Greek American, which you'll never know by talking to me because I never talk about how the Greeks invented everything. But as such, I do enjoy cooking and eating, and if you come visit me, I will feed you. Also love to do anything that involves moving around and being outside in the sunshine. Torture for me is sitting behind a screen, and I don't even watch TV or movies or anything except for Star Trek.
Pierre?
I'm Pierre LaRocco. I'm a high school assistant principal in Pennsylvania, near Philadelphia. I love Star Trek. I love TNG. I love everything about it. But a fun fact about me is when I'm not Star Trekking, I play in a baseball league where we play the 1864 rules of baseball.
Little trivia.
I did not know that.
What's different?
A lot.
Yeah.
Do you have to wear knickers when you play?
No, because knickers weren't around then.
Oh.
Neither were helmets.
There's no glove.
Oh.
There's no infield dirt. It's just all grass. You can catch a ball on a one bounce and it still counts as an out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do it with a stick and a hedgehog?
There is a stick, no hedgehog. However, there's some hail bays behind the plate.
Bales of hay?
Bales of hay.
Hail bays. Oh, right, okay, bales of hay, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
What's the strike zone like?
So that's what's interesting about it. So the rules in 1864 say that the pitcher shall throw a hittable ball to the batter. So the pitcher's supposed to throw a hittable ball, pitches underhand, however it's fast, and the umpire can make a determination that if the pitcher is not throwing enough hittable balls after a reasonable amount of time, that he gives him a warning. And then after 3 warnings, the batter takes first base, which is essentially a walk. However, after a reasonable amount of time, if they are hittable balls, they then give the batter a warning, and after 3 warnings, the batter's out.
So, what's a pitcher? Is pitcher not a jug for lemonade?
Yes.
Joe, is that your sports ball comment?
No, it's because I'm from Scotland and we don't have baseball over here, so I'm just assuming. Like, umpire must be that Star Wars movie, The Umpire Strikes Back, I assume. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, Joe, I used to be a professional baseball umpire in the U.S. and Canada, and Pierre, you and I are going to have to talk about this offline, or possibly as part of the podcast.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin.
Okay, so I am Kevin Scharf. I live in central Ontario, about an hour's drive north of Toronto. I work in a flag factory, hence my access to many, many flags. Passions besides Star Trek and podcasting about Star Trek. I am an improv comedy actor and community theater performer, and I've been doing that I've been a community theater performer for about 20 years, doing a lot of plays and mostly musicals, and I've been doing improv for about 5 years, and we're starting to get paid to do that, which is quite exciting when you get money for doing something you love to do. It's really cool. So, and at Christmas time, you may see me in a mall in a red suit. I do that too. So that's me in a nutshell.
Very good. And Amy Nelson.
Amy.
Oh, Amy yet.
Yeah.
Who are you, Amy?
Save the best for last.
I don't know about that.
She is our queen.
So I reside in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is why STLV is so convenient for me. And I recommend everyone to come because it feels like everyone's coming to visit me, which I love. I also am a teacher. So we have 3 educators here. I teach math, which is why you may hear some math moments and connections throughout, because I love finding the math in Star Trek, and I use Star Trek when I teach as much as I can, and my kids roll their eyes and snicker at me, but they know it comes from a place of love. And I even have got some students to start watching Star Trek because of it. So I'm trying to spread the word.
Yeah,
awesome.
For indoctrination. Well done.
Yes. And my favorite character is Deanna Troi, which you will hear a lot about.
Because she's Greek, but we will hear a lot about this as well.
Marina is.
Yes, this is what's important.
Incoming transmission.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's show and hope you'll comment on our United Federation of Podcast Facebook page. Just search UFP Earth on Facebook and like the page. You're welcome to start conversations with us or add any general Star Trek info you want to share with the group.
If you'd like to send us an email, you can email the network at contact@ufp.earth. And we might read your email on the show.
Please hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a star rating and a written review. That helps others to find the show. You can also follow the entire network's podcast with our master feed by searching United Federation of Podcasts. This way you won't miss any of our fine shows like Franchise Fatigue, Always Hold On to Arrow, General Quarters, Mickey's Marvels, Infinite Diversity, and Trek Pod. So Amy, what section of the ship can you be found on while out there in the universe?
Well, you can always find me in Troy's counseling quarters, but you can also find me here on the network where I host All Good Things with my good friends Ken Tripp and Patrick Devlin. And we get to talk about all series, and we are doing like comparisons, and it's a really fun to expand my knowledge on Star Trek. This is me forcing myself to learn more. You can find me on Twitter at Miss Amy Nelson, and I'm, of course, there on the Facebook group page. Ria, which deck will you be on when you're searching for life forms?
Well, as the Chief Recreational Officer, I'll be on wherever the recreational deck is or in a holosuite. You can also find me outside weeding my rose bushes and cutting my arms up, riding my bike, and online you can find me on our UFP Facebook page. Pierre, what planet do you recommend taking the Enterprise D to so that you can start a pickup game of 1864 rules baseball and catch balls on one hop without a glove for an out?
I'd say we have to go to Deep Space Nine and pick up Benjamin Sisko for that activity. Pierre LaRocco 21 is my Twitter. I'm also at the United Federation of Podcasts Facebook page. Joe, where can folks find you when you are not studying the world of astrophysics?
When I'm not doing that, which is something I do all the time, obviously, if anybody knows me knows that that's what I do anyway. When I'm not doing that, you can find me on the United Federation of Podcasts Facebook page. You can tweet me on the Twitter at JoeyJoe77UK. You can email me, joepodcasts@gmail.com. Kevin, can you tell us when we're all meeting for a drink in 10 Forward?
We can arrange that anytime. I'd be happy to meet you there. That's where I spend most of my time. The ship basically runs itself. Why does it need me? But if I'm not in 10 Forward, you can find me in the Facebook group for the United Federation of Podcasts. Outside of this, I do a couple of other podcasts. One about general geek things with a sort of local bent called True North Nerds. I do that with a couple of friends here in Central Ontario. And my new show that I'm just starting and should be up very soon is about community theater and local theater, again, in our area. It's going to be called Stage Whispers. You can look for that wherever you find podcasts as well. You can also find me as True North Nerds on Twitter and Instagram.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
If you'd like to help us keep all our shows coming to you each week, you can become a patron of the network on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/UFPearth. That's patreon.com/UFPearth to get all the details. We have 4 different levels starting at just $1 per month and would appreciate any support you can give us.
We would like to recognize our executive producers, Brandon Shea Mutella, Ken Tripp, Zach Moore, and Tony Robinson. We would also like to thank Zach Tripp for our opening and closing music. Thank you for beaming aboard Galaxy Class. We are ready to leave dry dock and begin our adventures. We hope you'll join us.
Oh no, number 1. I'm sure most will be much more interesting. Let's see what's out there. Engage.
All prepared to leave dry dock.
Energize.
Stay classy, Galaxy.
Engage.
This has been a production of MTMR Media Works.